Hello guys, thank you for being here, and here I am with another tutorial. What am I gonna do on this video? Well, I'm gonna do the center console of this 1962 Cadillac. If you never done something like this before, this video might give you a big idea how you can do it. And to do the center console, you already have to have like the picture on your mind how it will look at the end. Plus, if you're gonna add like accessory, like on this one, I will add like the stereo, I will add a USB, and I will put like a cup holder. So according to all of those accessories, that's the size that you're gonna make the center console. You cannot make a center console too small because all those things are not going to fix in the center console. So I'm going to make it. I'm going to start cutting the wood from scratch, and on this video you will see me working only on the wood, but on the next video you will see me wrapping with the material. All those things I have to put them on there, and we'll go like this. Then on the back we'll go like, cannot go too high on the back because there is the seat. And all the time make sure if it is yours, put the seat on the right position, because the center console will be from that position to all the way to the front. If it is for the customer, tell the customer to put the seat on the way he drive, because after that you will make the console to hit the seat, and he wanna move forward, the center console will be there, so it will be like impossible to move it. Or keep on mind those things. I'm going to put a masking tape in there because I will working with wood and I don't want to scratch nothing of this paint. All the time take care the paint, the car, do not scratch, because the customer, if it is for a customer, might ask you to fix it and that will cost you money. I will put a masking tape because the wood will be hidden in there. It's not going to be hidden, but just in case if it hit in there, will hit on the masking tape. I will put 2 layers of masking tape, and that's more than enough. So I got the masking tape in there. To cut this center console, you can make those big pieces out of the different material, get the right shape, then you can go and cut out of the wood. So I got it right there. I will use a 1A door panel board, the material that I use for door panel. I will use that one. So will be like that. And you have to start getting the right shape on this. This material is easy to cut it. That's what I'm using this. On the front I will make a round, and I'm going to make a square. And I am using this scissor. This chair is for a metal, but I am using for board. And I got the bottom, so it will be almost like this. This will be the shape that it will have. In case if it doesn't look good, I will trim a little bit, but this will be. So I cut them already. Now you have to put the stereo. I am putting the stereo to see if it's gonna be enough space right there. If it is enough, and it is enough, so that's perfect. I'm gonna go cut the wood by this blackboard, and you have to make sure to when you open that drawer, don't hit that center console. I am making sure it doesn't hit, so that's perfect. Now I can go and cut the wood. So any adjustment that you have to make, you see the front part of that wood is not like how it is on the board. I made some adjustment. You have to make sure to make some adjustment just in case if when you cut the board you didn't cut it right, so any adjustment you can make it right here. And to cut it, you can use a jigsaw. You can use a, it's better for you to use a jigsaw because the shape that it have is not square. When it's a square, you can use a circular blade, circular saw. I'm going to use this jigsaw on the rounded pieces, but then on the straight I will use a different tool to cut it. I don't keep the aspect of this center console. You see me cutting with a different tool. It is perfect for those kind of cut. It's a small piece. I use this tool a lot on center console. Even on board interior, when I had to make a board interior and I had to repair the wood, or when I had to make a new wood, I use this a lot. Custom interior, I use this tool a lot because it's small. So I am cutting on there and cutting like nothing. Then I cut him on there and I got one piece. So when you're done cutting one piece, you have to cut one more piece exactly. But first you have to take it to the car and make sure it fit right. If it does, if it, for any reason it doesn't fit right, you have to go and cut it. Whatever you have to cut it to make it fit right, cut it. I was going to mention, you see, that's the wood and it fits on there. And I open the drawer and it doesn't hit. There will be those USB. So it's enough space between the carpet and the edge of the wood. Same thing right here with the stereo. It fits perfectly. And this open. Good, so I can see it right there. I know for you it is kind of hard to see because the position that my camera is located. But it's fixing okay, fixing good. So I will cut another piece of wood to put them on the floor of this pump right there. I got that piece of wood. In case if the customer want me to put in some screw, I will put a screw on there. But before to make those holes, I have to make sure nothing is behind it. I don't want to hit holes or cable, so I have to go down and see it if it is something on there. In case if I cannot drill and put a screw right there, I will have to put something else, but it has to be strong. No matter what, that part it has to be strong, except if the customer want that part without a screw. But most of the time I put a screw on there. Right now I'm going to put some staple. I'm going to use a glue, wood glue, then I will put a staple. The staple that I will use for there is 1.5 inches long. Make sure to put enough glue in there because that piece has to be strong. And I will hold that piece, I will hold those two pieces with the staple. I'm not going to put a lot of staple, you see right there. I'm not going to put a lot of staple because I might adjust it later. I'm just gonna put some staple just to hold it, and then I will take it to the table and make sure those pieces are right. In case if they are crooked, I have to adjust it. If you see me just putting those pieces on there, I draw a line on both pieces where that flat piece of wood will be with the staple. See right there, I just put a staple, and there are two marks in there. I know the camera, through the camera it's hard to see it. So I done with that piece. Now I have to cut 2 more pieces of wood. The wood that you will use for the center console cannot be less than 1/2 inch. You can make it out of metal at center console, and I have been upholstered some center console out of metal. It's not kind of heavy, but some of them are light. So I cut 1 piece of wood already. So I have to cut one more piece. This is for the back. The front part of this center console is wider than the back. I got that piece in there, and you see me, I'm going to put another piece. I don't keep the aspect of center console. Some people ask me for the aspect. You know what I don't keep the aspect? Because a lot of customers ask me for something different. Sometimes some of them are tall and they want the seat all the way back. And sometimes they are short and they want all the seat from forward. So depend. That's why I don't keep the aspect. And some of them want higher, some of them want long. So I got that piece already, and it's strong. So now I will put the other piece. The front part of this center console is like 1.5 inches wider than the back. It's not like straight, no. So I put glue on there. I made a center console almost like this, but the center console looked like center console, but it was like a boom box for a base. It was a base, and I put the base and that part in there, and it looked nice. And then I put some screw, and I put fiberglass in there too. So I got the center console, the shape of the center console. Now, if you're gonna put a stereo on there, that's accessories, then you have to make some cut. But some people don't put nothing on there, they just put like a compartment. But in this case, I will put a stereo on there. First thing that you should do is divide the wood on two, and then make sure any piece of wood that you're going to cut them on there, if the stereo have 5 inches 5x7, don't cut it 5x7, cut it a little bit more. Do you know why? Because you're going to wrap that wood with vinyl. If you cut it 5x7 and the stereo have 5x7 inch plus the vinyl, that if the vinyl is thickness, the stereo won't go inside, won't go in. It will be too tight and you might rip the vinyl. So that's why make a little bit bigger when you cut them on the wood. Now I got that picture for I got where the stereo will go. So I now have to cut 2 holes where the USB will go. And the cup holder will be on the back. So I'm going to start cutting right here. And right here, the position that I am right now is kind of hard because the camera is in front. If I move that piece, you might not see it. So I cut one already. Now we're going to cut that one. And this, when you are cutting this, make sure to cut them straight, because the stereo will go right here, and that stereo has to look straight. So I cut it right there too. And I made the hole already. So now I'm just going to make 2 holes right there, 1 inch radius, and that will be for the USB. One it is for one it is like for charge the phone, and the other one is for USB. So I got those 2 holes already. Now I have to make sure the USB and the stereo right there fix. In case if it doesn't fix, it is too small, you have to sand it. those pieces it has to when it go in, it has to be loose. Why? Because when you wrap it with vinyl, will be tight, not too loose. So I put this in there, and I will put the other one. And you see, I don't know if you can see, but it is loose. You see, it is loose. That's perfect. That's all what I want. Now I'll put the stereo, and it has to be a little bit loose too, not too tight. Yeah, and it is loose. It go in easily, so that's perfect. Now, see right there, you see what I put him on the back? To hold the stereo, because I don't want the stereo to go all the way in. No, I put a wood in there, and I cut him on there that way. For the house and for the RCAs and for the fan, that area is open. Perfect. So now I'm going to make the hole for the cup holder. There are a nice cup holder like chrome that look nice, but I will put this one on here. And those cup holders are different size. This one is 2 inches and 3/4. And the socket that I will use for those holes is 3 inches. So I have to make sure. And first thing that you should do is measurement where you're going to put the cup holder. Make sure those cup holders line up each other. If you're going to put 2, I'm going to put 2, and I have to make sure it's on the same direction. So I got right here, that's the socket that I'm going to use. And you can buy those cup holders on eBay, Amazon, they have it. So now I'm just going to make the hole right here. If you don't have this kind of tool, you might use the jigsaw. The jigsaw works perfectly on here too. So I got the hole, I have to make one more hole. So I got the 2 hole already. So and you saw me putting those cup holders in there. In case if you didn't notice, just rewind a little bit, and you will see those cup holders go a little bit loose. Everything I planned that way. Now I have to make a compartment right there. So because it's almost the cutting wood is almost done, I'm going to sand it, make it smooth as possible, eliminate any bump, any uneven area, sand it to make everything even and smooth. Because I am not going to put a lot of foam in there, this area has to be flat, no bump, and I'm going to add something on there. And it is strong. It is strong, this center console. So next, I'm going to put the stereo one more time. And I'm going to make this compartment. Because the space right here is small, I'm not going to make a door. Sometime I have a video on my channel that I make a big center console with a nice door, slided door. And I have some that I just open like regular. So I just cut them on there. You have to make this big as possible and not too big, because remember the cup holder, it has to have at least 1 inch of wood, at least 1 inch, because it's wood. So I have to make sure that it's a piece of wood that I'm going to cut. is even on both sides, and it's not going to be corner, it's going to be rounded, and that's better because when I wrap it with vinyl, it will be a lot easier that way. Now I have to take off that part. And I have it right here. I have to sand it. Everything I have to sand it. In case if that tool that you have, it doesn't go in there. I have a tool, but I have to sand it by hand. Especially those edges in there, because the grinding that I have, 3 inches, is sanded, but not like the way I want, especially in those rounded area. So I am sanding it by hand. And this is almost done. This process of cutting wood is almost done. On the next video, be wrapped with vinyl, but the hardest part is done. Oh, I have to put a little bit, one piece of blackboard on the back, because I want to make sure to seal that area. I don't want nothing to show it. And you can see how it looks. In case if you make one and it is too weak, I recommend you to put fiberglass. I have a video related to fiberglass on my channel, and here it is done. There you can see any bump, sanded. Any uneven area, sanded. Make it smooth as possible. I will put something on there, but the hardest part, like I say, is done. Some customer put some light in there and it look cool. So there is the center console. By that, when I took that picture, I didn't the hole for the compartment, it wasn't there, but look how nice it is. So before you start wrapping with vinyl, take it to the car and make sure it fits perfectly in the car. In case if you have to sand it or cut it, do it. In case if you have to add more wood, do it, because it has to fit nice in the car. Nice. And I have to sand a little bit more on the top left corner right there. It's an even that area right there, so I will sand it to make it nice. So, and there is on the car, and you can see the glove box open and close without a problem, so that's excellent. And you can see him on there, and it looks nice. Even it's not wrapped with vinyl, but I can tell you this will look nice. All the and depend on the design that I will put it, it look nice. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to hit the like button if you are considered to subscribe to my channel. I am uploading videos related to car interior, boat interior, anything related to upholstery so often. So see you in the next video.